Good morning everyone, my name is Chiang and welcome to Design Malaysia. Today I'm going to talk about 5 simple ways that you can use to actually bring your mobile phone photography to the next level. There's a popular saying amongst photographers, the best camera is the one that you have with you. And for all of us today, chances are the cameras that you have with you all the time is this thing, our mobile phone camera. I still remember the first mobile phone which I got. It was an iPhone 3G, purchased in 2009. When it first came out, it had a 2 megapixel camera. I thought it was amazing. Fast forward to today, we've got amazing camera phones now, from iPhone X, we've got Samsung S10, Pixel 3, Huawei P30 Pro. There are a lot of new functionality. They are totally unheard of 10 years ago. In terms of quality, the images that are produced by mobile phone cameras are now almost as good as those that's actually produced by DSLR cameras. But unlike the DSLR cameras, mobile phones are lightweight, they are easy to carry, you have it with you all the time. It's very handy to have these to capture all those personal moments or once-in-a-lifetime photographic opportunities. Today, I'd like to share with you 5 simple ways that you can use or 5 rules that you can use to actually improve your mobile phone photography. I'm not talking about getting a fancy new camera. You don't have to do that. All you need is to use your mobile phone today that you have right now better. Avoid direct sunlight. I took this picture last weekend with my cousin in Batu Ferringhi in Penang. For the first image, I've actually placed her under direct sunlight. You can see that the sunlight actually casts a shadow around her eyes and it's not a good look. For the second image, what I've done is actually place her under some shades of some trees. You can see that immediately the shadows are gone, her skin tone is much softer, her complexion looks much more natural. It's just a much better look. Rule of third is a technique that's actually common use by photographers, filmmakers, and painters all the way since the Renaissance period. The first image is without the rule of third. You can see that there's an object right in the center of the frame. The image is quite static in nature. Now imagine your image is divided into 9 equal parts. What the rule of third is telling us is that we want to place the object that we want to focus on either along these lines or at the junction of these lines. It is accepted by human eyes that by actually placing objects according to the rule of third, that the image that's produced is much more dynamic in nature. Sometimes you will come across a scene whereby there are very strong sense of lines and direction, such as this one. You want to actually avoid placing your subject off-center. What you really want to do is to place your subject right in the middle of these lines. Imagine these lines to be like arrows. These arrow lines are actually pointing towards a focus point. You want to place your subject on these focus points because this will actually give a much better focus and emphasis to the subject. We came across this interesting looking jeep on the beach, and for the first shot, I asked my cousin to actually stand beside the jeep, and this is the image that's produced. It's not very interesting. The way the image is composed is pretty boring. Instead, what I've done is I've asked her to actually lean in front of the jeep, and the jeep actually forms a frame that's around her. By having a frame that's around her, the image is able to focus on our subject much better. When you come across scenes where there are frames, whether it's a jeep or a window or a door or an archway, try to place your subject inside them. That will actually create a more interesting composition. And this is my favorite one, playing with foreground and background. I took this image last weekend with my dad. I have him stand at the corner of our garden. As you can see, the image looks quite average. It's quite flat, two-dimensional. For the second image, I've asked my dad to actually move to a different corner of our garden. I actually squat down in front of some shrubs and some trees and took this shot from a low angle. Immediately, my subject became taller. The shrubs and the trees become the foreground, my dad becomes the middle ground, and on the background you've got a scene of a little tree. I think we can agree that this second image has a better sense of depth and it's more interesting in nature. These 5 rules I've talked about today: avoid direct sunlight, rules of a third, leading lines, placing subject in the frame, and foreground. They are more like guidelines and best practices, not just from me, but also from the collective wisdom of the photographic community. I would like to invite you to try out these techniques, test them out, experiment with them, see what you think. Let me know what you think at the comment section below. Did I miss out anything? Do you think there are other techniques that people should know about? If you like what you see today, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We cover art, architecture, photography, filmmaking in Malaysia, and we would like to have you on board. Until then, see you in the next one.